Hello everyone. In this video I will be reading A Pet at the Zoo. Dan and his dad went to the zoo. And just for the ride, Miss Kitty went too. When Daddy opened the door for Dan, out jumped Kitty, and off she ran. "Come back," called Dan. "Oh, please don't go. Pets aren't allowed at the zoo, you know." But Kitty had gone, and that was that. So off ran Dan to find his cat. Dan asked the bears, and the kangaroo, and hippo, the rhino, the antelope too. But all of them said, "No pet has come near. What would a pet be doing here?" Dan asked the lion, "Have you seen my cat?" The lion just roared. The tiger just sat. "Please do not feed animals." The leopard said no. The zebra said, "Who? A cat, you say? A cat at the zoo?" The monkeys and chimps, and the baboon too, said they'd never seen a pet at the zoo. Dan asked the seals, the walrus too, the bison, the llama, and the cockatoo. But all of them laughed, or sniffed, or spat, and none of them knew where the cat was at. The camel said, "Humph, I've better to do than look for a silly old cat at the zoo." The elephant waved his trunk about and called to the penguins to help Dan out. But the penguins could not. They all cried, "Who? Whoever heard of a pet at the zoo?" The giraffe didn't speak, nor the caribou. That's a moose, not a caribou. The flamingo looked proud, as though he knew. Dan didn't know what he should do. His cat wasn't anywhere at the zoo. Just then along came the peanut man. "Come buy my peanuts," he called to Dan. The peanut wagon was bright and new, and full of peanuts, and something else too. There on the wagon, in a little round heap, lay Miss Kitty, fast asleep. Dan hugged his cat, saying, "You rascal, you! I'll never again take you to the zoo." Then he found his dad, and as they drove away, Dan said, "We'll come again another day. We'll visit the animals, the peanut man too, but we'll never again bring a pet to the zoo." The end.